This video tutorial will take a look at the discriminant in the quadratic formula. We have a quadratic equation x squared minus 10x plus 16 equals 0 shown, as well as the quadratic formula, which can be used to solve quadratic equations. This video tutorial, though, is not going to solve quadratic equations, it's just going to show how to find the discriminant. The discriminant is the portion highlighted in red, the b squared minus 4ac. And once we find the simplified discriminant, this can tell us something about our quadratic equation. Let's look at our quadratic equation. We know to use our quadratic formula that we must be in standard form, which we currently are. Standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. In our equation, we have an a value of 1 because we have nothing shown, so it's 1x squared or just x squared, a b value of negative 10, and a c value of positive 16. We are going to use these values to plug into the b squared minus 4ac portion of the quadratic formula, which is the discriminant. B is negative 10, so we substitute negative 10 in for b. A is 1, so we substitute 1 in for a. And c is positive 16, so we substitute 16 in for c. We will now simplify, starting with our exponent. Negative 10 squared is 100. Then we will multiply 4 times 1 times 16, which is 64, and 100 minus 64 is 36. And 36 is our discriminant. The discriminant will give us some information. It will tell us how many solutions the quadratic equation will have. If the discriminant is positive, as in this example, there will be 2 solutions. This is because when we take the square root of 36, we get 6. And we will have to do negative b plus 6 divided by 2a and negative b minus 6 divided by 2a. So that is how we will get 2 solutions. Alright, let's do another example and find the discriminant. Negative 8x squared plus 7x minus 3 equals 0. Again, the discriminant is the b squared minus 4ac portion of the quadratic formula. So we have to substitute these values in, then simplify. We need to make sure we're in standard form first, which we are. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Our a value is negative 8, our b value is positive 7, and our c value is negative 3. Again, we are just going to look at the b squared minus 4ac portion, which is the discriminant. B is positive 7, so we will substitute positive 7 in for b. Our a value is negative 8, so we will substitute negative 8 in for a. And our c value is negative 3, so we will substitute negative 3 in for c. Now we will simplify. 7 squared is 49, and 4 times negative 8 times negative 3 is 96. 49 minus 96 is negative 47, so our discriminant is negative 47. Again, our discriminant can tell us how many solutions the quadratic equation will have. When we have a negative discriminant, there is 0 solutions. This is because we cannot take the square root of a negative number. Let's try a third example. 4x squared plus 4x equals negative 1. It's important right off the bat to observe that this is not in standard form. To put it in standard form, we would have to add 1 to both sides, resulting in our equation 4x squared plus 4x plus 1 equals 0. Now we are in standard form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where a is 4, b is positive 4, and c is 1. Again, we are going to determine the discriminant. B is positive 4, so we will substitute 4 in for b. A is 4, so we will substitute 4 in for a. And c is positive 1, so we will substitute 1 in for c. Now we can simplify. 4 to the second power is 16. 4 times 1 is 16. And 16 minus 16 is 0. So our discriminant is 0. When our discriminant is 0, it means we will have 1 solution for our quadratic equation. This is because the square root of 0 is 0. And then negative b plus 0 and negative b minus 0 will be the same exact thing. So to recap, our discriminant is the b squared minus 4ac portion of the quadratic formula, and it will tell us how many solutions a quadratic equation has. If the discriminant is positive, there will be 2 solutions. If the discriminant is negative, there will be 0 solutions. And if the discriminant is 0, there will be one solution.